CrossFit describes itself as constantly varied, functional movements performed at high intensity. It also has a prescription for how this can be achieved. Practice and train major lifts, master the basics of gymnastics, bike, run, swim, row, etc. hard and fast. 5 or 6 days per week, mix these elements in as many combinations and patterns as creatively will allow. Routine is the enemy. Keep workouts short and intense. But what if we use all the tools, training advice, practices, and the methodology of CrossFit, but took away just one element? What if, instead of becoming constantly varied, we went all in on one particular movement, something that I'm personally inefficient, weak, or bad at compared to the majority, to become an expert at said movement? I'm not saying just do one movement and that's it, but what I am saying is, the top athletes in the sport of CrossFit are well known for being experts at fitness. The quote that I read above. The best of the best, Matt Fraser, Tia Toomey, Rich Froning, are all known for being the fittest on earth. Does this mean they have no weaknesses? Well, it might seem like it, but all three had a weakness at one point in their career. Rich had his rope climbs, Matt had his handstand push-ups, and Tia had her mindset. But all three became champions. And how, you may ask? Ben Bergeron, head of CompTrain, says that when his top athletes have a weakness, they work on it relentlessly. They will perform said weakness 3 times a week. And if it's a bleeding weakness that could potentially derail their CrossFit season, they will hyper-focus this said weakness every day for 30 days straight, until it no longer becomes weak. Applying this mindset, using their techniques, and finding the best approaches to achieve these goals, I'm going to teach you at home how to crush your goals, see improvement, and fill those holes. This challenge is called Ground Zero. Now I know, not all goals are achievable in 30 days. I'd have to be incredibly naive or lying to you if I said it could be. So what's the point of the first 30 days? Hyper-focus a skill and become incredibly good at it. If the goal is not achieved within the first 30 days, then we move to a 3-day-a-week pinpointed program to achieve the goal no matter the difficulty. We begin this series by setting a goal, ranking said goal as easy, challenging, or sissy bag, which stands for strap yourself in, boys and girls. Once the goal is set, we will write a plan of attack. I'll run through how I program for the goal so you guys can begin to work on your specific weaknesses, things that need to be considered, and some potential obstacles that I might come up against. The program I decide to use will then become available on my website, absolutebeast.org. We have a goal, we have a plan, and just like Tony Stark said in The Avengers, I have a plan, attack. What's going on, Beasts, and welcome to a new series. This series is called Ground Zero, and this is episode 0. Episode 0 is where we begin to figure out what skill we are looking at honing in on, setting a goal for that specific skill, rating that skill on a difficulty level scale from easy, challenging, to SYSIBAG, which is strap yourselves in, boys and girls. And then from there, creating our 30-day plan of attack, and then, as Tony Stark says, I have a plan, attack. For me personally, one of the things that I've struggled with over the last couple of years is my bench press. My bench press out of my 3 powerlifting movements is the weakest. Now I'm looking at hitting a pretty manageable, pretty easy goal in the next couple of weeks, which is a 150 kilo bench press. What is my current bench press? Well, since the quarterfinals, CrossFit released a workout called the Other Total. The Other Total had a 1 rep max bench press. Now within these standards, I was able to achieve a 142.5 kilo bench press. My goal for this series is to hit a 150 kilo bench. That would match Royce Dunn's bench press for his CrossFit Total, and that's a worthy achievement for any man, including myself. Now that we've set the goal, 150 kilo bench press, and the rating for that, which is easy, from there we need to create a 30-day plan of attack. Now, luckily for me, I've already created this plan, ready to go, locked and loaded for this bench press. Like I mentioned in the introduction, not all goals will be achievable within the 30 days. But the idea of the 30 days is to fast track, full on attack, and help master the abilities and the techniques of the skill that you are looking at trying to improve. Once we've done 30 days of straight work on that particular skill, you're gonna be pretty damn good at whatever it is. Muscle ups, bench press, running. Your technique will improve, your efficiency will be better, and your awareness of the skill will be really good. From there, we're going to then set into a pinpoint program of 3 times a week to make sure that that goal remains consistent and we're able to achieve our specific outcome. One of the biggest downsides that many people can see with a 30-day straight approach is overtraining or overusing those muscle groups, which is something I've heavily considered in my program. This is how a week of the program will be formatted. Day 1, 3, and 5 will focus on the main lift of the movement, bench press, our accessory movements, and any supporting muscle groups. Day 2, 4, and 6 are pure technique days. Let's cover the major days first. Day 1, we begin with our tempo bench press and rack press, looking at building up lockout strength and positioning under tension on that barbell. Day 3 is a volume-based bench press day. We are looking at focusing on getting lots of reps in and increasing in weight slowly throughout the workout or the session. Day 5 is purely a heavy lifting day with some accessory movements. We're looking at getting big numbers under that barbell and getting used to lifting heavy and focusing on our technique on heavy lifts. Day 2, 4, and 6 are just technique days. Purely, you will just grab a barbell and practice your bench press for a certain amount of sets and reps. This might seem pointless for some, but this, in my eyes, is the most essential part of the program. Like Sebastian Oreb says, you need to earn the right to add weight to your bar. If you're not earning that right, then you don't deserve to PB at the end of the program. Now, you don't have to go into the gym every single day to practice technique. You'll be able to do push-ups rather than bench press if you don't have the time to get in. Push-ups is a very similar movement pattern to our bench press, and it allows us to really focus on tucking the elbows in, exploding through the chest, and maintaining good position on that movement. This will translate over to our bench press, and that's where we really want to focus on, improving our bench press. The term free reps is what I love. Get as many free reps in as you can because it's going to pay off when the big weights are on the bar. Now, by purely watching my max bench press that I previously hit, the 142.5 kilos, as well as the bench press before that, the 140 kilo bench, we can clearly see my weakness, lockout strength, which is going to be the mold of my program. Focusing on the main movement, which is obviously the bench press, but a lot of the accessory work doing with tricep lockout and extension, allowing me to get more weight in that second part of the movement, which is the rack press. With this format of my program, this will create the bases for the next 30 days of Ground Zero. I hope you guys enjoy this series. Leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for the next 30 days of bench press improvement. I'll see you guys on episode 1 of Ground Zero. You guys at home, stay a beast.